everyone's talking about living the soft life, feminine energy, but what is soft power? And I'm just not about that life. I mean, it's overwhelming, and this over functioning, this over like perfection and stuff like that can be overwhelming. And I know, like I said, the culture in which, especially when I started having children, definitely was that way. So it's not just about being. It's not just about being, okay? And so this is where, a lot of women especially get into the hair and the nails and the fragrances and the perfumes and things like that. But that's why. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I want to talk about soft power. I want to talk about the birds and the bees. And so if you're interested in a video like that, please keep watching. So hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So like I said, I want to talk about the birds and the bees. I don't know if you ever received that talk. I haven't. Well, not in that way. Not posed in the birds and the bees way. But that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about that and soft power. Now, everyone's talking about living the soft life, feminine energy, but what is soft power? So I think I want to start there. So soft power is power through attraction and influence. And so that is definitely coming from a feminine energy space. And so when we think about attraction, we think about influence. It's not something that is going outward. It's something that's coming to you. And I don't know about you, I'm over this whole hustle culture and being burnt out and being like overly functioning. That's the thing, is that especially when I became a mother, that was a common theme that a lot of women adopted and we're proud of. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't think it is very healthy, to be honest with you. I know for me personally, it wasn't healthy, thinking that I had to do and be everything for everyone, have a thriving business career and be an amazing wife, do all sorts of stuff as far as like wifely duties go. Being an amazing mother, having your children and all sorts of things, and being here, there, and looking good at the same time, making sure you're drinking all your water and having a banging body. And I'm just not about that life. I mean, it's overwhelming, and this over functioning, this over like perfection and stuff like that can be overwhelming. And I know, like I said, the culture in which, especially when I started having children, definitely was that way. It definitely was do more, be more, do more. And now at this point in my life, I'm more about just going with the flow, attraction, letting things come to me, letting life unfold. And that's definitely more in line with soft power. Now, when we think about soft power, it's more of attraction. It's more of influence. And so when we think about the words influence and attraction, we think of positioning ourselves in a marketplace, perhaps, where people see us a certain way, attraction, where people are drawn to us versus us going out and, cold calling and things like that, but people being attracted to our essence, our energy, and positioning ourselves where people are attracted to us and where we have influence over people, because we are that. We are not about doing, we're about being, right? And so this is more of the soft power, living life from more of a soft power standpoint versus the hustle, the over functioning, the doing, and being exhausted and burnt out. And so I'm a fan of soft power. I think that, again, when it comes to soft power, it is about being, it is about attraction, it is about influence. And so it is about positioning yourself as that person, as that woman, right? And so now I want to lead into the birds and the bees. Now, I never got to talk what the birds and the bees were, because I never, like, that was not a conversation that was in our household of talking about the birds and the bees in that way. I mean, the literal, the literal story of the birds and the bees, because people just correlate, oh, did you talk about the birds and the bees as to talking about sex? But not the actual story of the birds and the bees. And that's where I want to go, because I found it really, really interesting when I realized it, because I actually was having a conversation with my partner, and we were actually taking a walk, and he was saying something about how important bees are. And it just got me thinking. And I'm like, why? It was like he said something along the lines of like, bees are so important that if they cease to exist, then the planet would not exist or something like that. And I was like, are you serious? I wasn't sure what he was going, like if it was true or anything like that, but it had me thinking about like the whole mother nature of it all. And we often can see feminine energy and masculine energy in mother nature. So let's talk about it. So the birds and the bees, we talk about pollination, and pretty much is the spreading of the seed, right? And so when it comes to flowers and trees, the birds and the bees actually help in spreading the seed. And so flowers and trees can then populate the earth, right? But we have to think. So the flowers and the trees, they are still. They can't go around and actually like spread their seed. So they rely on the bees and the trees to spread their seed. So the bees and the birds actually do the work, whereas the flowers and the trees just be. Just be. But we got to think, what makes the bees attracted to the flowers, right? The sweet smell of the nectar, the beautiful fragrance that flowers give, right? They are beautiful. Like, I have flowers all over my house because they're so amazing, they're so beautiful, and they make me feel really good. But bees are attracted because they are beautiful, they have beautiful colors, they smell good, and things like that. But the flowers are just being. And the bees go and do the work and spread the seed. But there is something to be said about the flowers just being. It's not just being, right? The flowers are attractive. They are attractive. They look good, they smell good, and the bees just can't help themselves, right? So it's not just about being. It's not just about being, okay? And so this is where, you know, a lot of women especially get into the hair and the nails and the fragrances and the perfumes and things like that. But that's why. It's about being attractive. It's about positioning yourself as that thing that people are attracted to, that people want to be influenced by. And so I also want to talk about, and now I want to go into inspiration, because I don't know about you, flowers inspire me. And that's why I think that a lot of us want to have flowers in our homes. They're inspirational. They're beautiful and fragrant, yes, but they're also inspiration. They make us feel really good. And so inspiration is a big part of that, and the soft power. So attraction and influence lead to inspiration. They inspire. So soft power inspires. It inspires masculine energy. It inspires people to be better, to do better, to do. Okay, so nectar, I just want to read this. So nectar is a great source of energy for bees, allowing them to do their hard work. And the flower is just being. But it's being its amazing self. It's being its fragrant, beautiful, inspirational, this colorful self. It provides the bees with the nectar and in turn the energy to do their hard work. So I never knew this about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees. I never knew this, but it is a great example of feminine and masculine energy. Soft power is about influence, it's about attraction, it's about inspiration. And so, how can we position ourselves where we have soft power? So, I likened it to flowers. Just think of it. Flowers are delicate, but they're beautiful. Flowers are delicate, they're soft, they're fragrant, they're attractive, but they don't have to do to multiply, right? So feminine energy is a multiplier. And that's another thing that I don't often talk about when it comes to feminine energy, but feminine energy multiplies. It kind of reminds me, this is real random, but that kind of reminds me, if you ever watched the show Martin, and he had the crush on his teacher. He says something like, you taught me how to subtract and add, or addition and subtraction, and she's like, well, now I'm going to teach you how to divide and multiply. I just had a tickle, but that just reminded me of it. I don't know. That's off on a tangent, but feminine energy multiplies, and that's why when we come together, feminine energy and masculine energy in union, in marriage, we multiply. We have multiple children. We have children. We're multiplying, right? And not in just that. Like the Bible says, when a man finds a wife, I'm going to just paraphrase here because I'm not good with like saying things verbatim. But like when a man finds a wife, he finds favor in the Lord, and favor and abundance, and things will just multiply because feminine energy multiplies. That's what we do. We multiply, we give life and things like that. We multiply. And so but we don't do it through exertion. We don't do it through doing more. We don't do it through over functioning. Just in the case of the flower, right? The flower is not over functioning and doing and like, I got to do more to multiply. No, it is being. It is being its attractive, inspirational self. It is being. And in that being, it multiplies. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So in its being, it multiplies. And that's the beauty of feminine energy. And so when we think about the birds and the bees, the flowers and the trees. So the birds and the bees are masculine energy, and the flowers and the trees are feminine energy. And in this spreading of the seeds, the trees and the flowers are not overexerting themselves. They're not like, what do I need to do today? They are just being. Okay, so that's the importance of feminine energy, soft power. So soft power is about influence, attraction, and inspiration. And so it's about positioning yourself where you influence people. And how do we influence people? We have charisma. We hold an energy that we know what we're talking about, that we are what we talk about, that we embody what it is that we are. That's charisma. That's charisma. That's attraction. That's influence. Because I don't know about you, but anytime that someone's telling me something to do and they haven't done it themselves, I'm kind of like, all right, do you know what you're talking about? You know what I mean? It's about being it, embodying it, and having that energy, holding the energy within you. And so I talk about all the time is like knowing yourself, know thyself, and having that confidence in yourself. And what is the confidence? Knowing your values, okay? Knowing your boundaries, having standards, all of these things, and holding to it, not just talking about it. You know, not just like I got standards and telling people you got standards, but actually holding to it. Holding that in your energetic state. Holding it. people will feel that about you. Because sometimes people are like, I keep encountering the same kind of treatment and same kind of man treating me a certain way. You gotta look at what are you holding in your energy where people are treating you a certain way. What is it? And so it's always going to come back to you, always. And so I just wanted to share that. I think I'm going to start a series on soft power. I really enjoy talking about it, so stay tuned for that. But that's all for this video. I just wanted to share a little bit about soft power and the birds and the bees. Also, I am going to have a cheat sheet on feminine energy. So if you're looking to embody and embrace more of your feminine energy, I'm going to leave a cheat sheet below at my website at ambermarieturtle.com, and you can follow the link below this video as well. And it's going to help you embody more of your feminine energy throughout the day, because oftentimes we've been conditioned out of our feminine energy, and so it's about training ourselves to embrace more of our feminine energy. And so it does take a little bit of practice. And so it's going to help you in embodying more of your feminine energy throughout your day. And so being cognizant and training yourself to, oh, okay, maybe I can receive more here. Maybe I can do this more here, and those kind of things. Definitely check out the link below for that cheat sheet if you're looking to embody more of your feminine energy. Like I said, it does take a little bit of training, but it's your natural essence. And so once you get it, that's when things start rolling for you. And I'm trying to think, also we have, what else? We have Manifesting Made Basic on the website. We also have the Fearless Muscle, and that's going to be relaunching here soon. The audio version, and that's my children's book about overcoming fear. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, guys, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, and I will check you guys in the next video. Peace.